Today, we're diving into the fascinating 1964 Illinois House of Representatives election. It's a unique case in U.S. electoral history, and I'm excited to discuss it.
Absolutely. The 1964 election in Illinois is especially notable because it was the only time a state legislative chamber in the U.S. was elected at large. This happened due to the state's failure to redistrict, which led to all 177 seats being voted on by the entire state's electorate.
This at-large election format is rare, isn't it? What led Illinois to this method in the first place?
It all began with a constitutional amendment in the 1950s, which required regular redistricting. However, due to partisan deadlocks in the legislature and the backup redistricting commission, they failed to agree on a new map after the 1960 census. This failure triggered the provision to conduct an at-large election.
I see, and with such a massive ballot, the election featured 118 Democratic candidates against the Republican cap of the same number due to the emergency bill passed.
Yes, the ballot was nicknamed the bedsheet ballot because it was 33 inches long. It was the result of the constrained convention processes the parties used to select their candidates, aiming to ensure minority representation and fair competition. Ultimately, all 118 Democratic candidates won due to the concurrent presidential election and the appeal of straight-ticket voting.
A strong Democratic performance indeed, partly attributed to President Lyndon B. Johnson's landslide victory, right?
Exactly. Johnson's coattails were a significant factor. Additionally, voters who crossed party lines to support Republicans, endorsed by specific Chicago newspapers, also decided the outcome to some extent. This highlighted how local media influence and candidate visibility can play substantial roles in elections.
Even though the anticipation was of confusion and undervotes due to the ballot length and complexity, these predictions didn't come true?
Surprisingly, no. It turns out that the fears of voter confusion were unfounded. The system functions smoothly because of the strong party-based endorsement campaigns, encouraging voters to adhere to straight-ticket options, which streamlined the process for many.
And with all those seats filled by Democrats, it shook up the political dynamics in Illinois. There must have been significant after-effects from this shift.
Definitely. The election led to major governmental reforms, including the push for the 1970 Illinois Constitutional Convention, which ultimately resulted in a new state constitution. The Democratic supermajority also initiated several legislative reforms aimed at improving governance and the redistricting process.
The redistricting sounded like a recurring struggle. It seems Illinois couldn't escape this issue easily post-1964 either.
True, the redistricting process has historically been contentious in Illinois, continuing to trigger conflicts. The redistricting cycle post-election revealed enduring challenges, especially balancing regional interests between Chicago and downstate areas, eventually leading to the new Constitution's adjustment of redistricting procedures.
A fascinating legacy from what could have been just an anomaly in electoral mechanics. What about the careers of those elected in that sweep? Any noteworthy outcomes?
Absolutely. Some of the elected, like Adlai E. Stevenson III and Harold Washington, went on to have distinguished political careers. Washington notably became the first African-American mayor of Chicago, underscoring how the 1964 election influenced local political landscapes far beyond that singular event.
A great history lesson on how political stalemates can upend the electoral process and lead to significant changes. This election truly shifted the trajectory in Illinois politics in profound ways.